Uh, Topic you gave me. We will start from that topic. You see that no animals are worried. No animals are worried about climate change, elections, who is going to take over our as a president on 20th. No, no animal is worried. In the forest, if there is a flood, they move to another place. They live in a moment. They are not doing anything to prevent the sin, not to gain virtue. Those who commit sin, if you ask the tiger that why you did kill, why you catch the prey and kill the deer, oh, that is my nature. What should I do? And if that is your nature, will there be any sin? Are you all listening? If it is my nature, then there is no sin, there is no hell and heaven, there is nothing like this. You are free. We are seeking that freedom, but where that freedom lives. Can you see where is the problem? When you were just saying that I had a weird dream, when I woke up, I had those feelings, I said no. And I brushed aside all those feelings of the weird dream. But why I was not aware, first there is a consciousness, and then the mind reflected the dream, then there was a weird dream. So if there is a consciousness, I'm aware of that entity. First, there is a consciousness, then the word of dream and the sleep and the waking state, sin and virtue, hell and heaven. I'm already separate. I'm independent. I have recognized. I have recognized. I have realized. You can complete the sentence. Oh, is there some problem with my internet connection that I don't see? I don't see. You all accept. Yeah, I see you now. Yeah. Sometimes I feel that, you are in the background and I'm speaking to the background. So you should face to me. At least, I should also feel that I'm not a sinner. First thing that we have covered. Now I created a metaphor for a while, and just pay attention to that. If we stop asking the senses and the mind and the intellect to do nothing even for a minute, and you are in the state of doing nothing, you are not a doer and enjoyer. You have already realized that state of consciousness. You are living in a moment. Do you see that? You're asking, eyes are looking at you, it's okay, but I don't have any intention. I don't have any intention of that my sense organ should look there. My sense organ, huh? It is not. Do you see that? Just for a while. Saturday's session is just more about understanding. It has less to do with the practice. It has more to do with now see the other part of the story. My master used to say, you sleep as a man, so you wake up as a man. Clear? So you wake up as a woman, so you sleep as a woman, so you wake up as a woman. You wake up you sleep in stress, so you wake up in stress because that identification continues. At least you remember that I had a stress, is it not? Think. So I sleep as rich, I wake up as rich. I sleep as a woman, so I wake up as a woman. I sleep as a meditator. I sleep. Before sleep, I am in the state of meditation. I will wake up with the same state of meditation. And that meditation means what? First, there is a consciousness only. Then the mind manifest, reflected consciousness comes. That reflected consciousness retrieves before the sleep how I was. I don't get upset, it's okay, because I recognize there is no reason to get upset. As Brandy was saying, that I saw the weird dream and then I brushed aside. She gave me this metaphor. So I brushed aside. But why? Ask yourself why. Why I brushed aside? It is false. Dream is false. Is it not true? Ah, I saw the weird dream and I was a lot of stress. Oh, but it was a dream. False. False. Clear? What about the waking state? No, this is the real. That is the problem. Uh, that is the problem. I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm stressed, I have a lot of problem, I have to divorce and I have to marry, I'm single. This is what is happening in the waking state, but this is not me. So I don't declare, I don't understand whatever is happening in the waking state is also false because it is constantly changing, and hence that consciousness hides behind my all the events as a doer and enjoyer, and then I forget it. Are you clear? Are you thinking? We all have the same natural state. You wake up is awareness first, then awareness identifies with the mind, intellect, ego, then this identification associates with the world of events outside, and those events means relationship, stress and anxiety, and doer and the enjoyer, and rich and the poor. You had something on your uh, on your right cheek, yesterday, your mind will definitely first stand before the mirror. Everything is okay or not. What the way I sleep, when I wake up, those impressions returns, and those impressions prevents me to recognize my real self, to recognize that I'm of the nature of consciousness. Is it making sense? So I had a thought that, I woke up today and I said, oh, that is the state of meditation. Yesterday, oh, yeah, that was also. Day before yesterday, yes, that is why. And then I created a metaphor. Oh, before sleep, what is the state? After the sleep, more or less, you will have the same state. My master used to say another thing. So it's a metaphor. So, but, same thing, I sleep rich, so I woke up as rich. So I sleep as a man, so I will wake up as a man. I sleep naked, I wake up, complete the sentence. So the master uses the metaphor, I sleep, undressing myself with the three bodies, I wake up undressed. Physical body, subtle body, and the causal body. That is the meaning of here, naked. I thought better to go out of the curriculum and to make you understand, and then we will go back to imposition and superimposition. But keep in mind, what is this? Oh, yes, you are talking of something of that sort. I'm talking with clarity by giving you the metaphor. So there is a superimposition. So you sleep in meditation, desuperimpposition, you wake up and do desuperimpposition. But what is the most important thing that to remember that, what is that to remember? I just said that, example of a brandy. And he saw a real dream, and I hope, Brandy, that I'm not violating the privacy principle because I'm not talking about what dream you saw. So there is a problem in our country. There was another woman, I think last year. She invited me for a lunch. I went there, and then I said, "How is your health?" and etc. It's a common practice. No, you are breaking my privacy policy. I said, what the hell? You told me the entire story of your health. That's why I'm talking. So let us go. What I'm talking, that consciousness, naked. Now the word is used as a naked. So naked means there are three clothes that we always wear. The causal body is the last one, is the innermost. Then the subtle body is the mind and the intellect. It identifies, it associates. Well, I'm divorced, who will care me? I'm married, nobody is caring me. So, there is always a problem. Do you see? Do you see the dress? Do you see that we are covering? And then the physical body implements, and I become the doer and the enjoyer. There is no doer and the enjoyer. There is only when you undress, There is no doer and the enjoyer. Doer and the enjoyer lives in these three bodies. So what is left? Pure consciousness. What is that pure consciousness? It is, we have discussed in this. It is Sat Chit Anand. That is the meaning of living in a moment. Animals live in a moment. Tiger, why you are doing violence? It's my nature. You ask any man why you are doing violence. Understand the so we are just working in that. If you listen to this talk again and again, your mind will become free from the sin, from the unfavorable conditions, from the virtues also. I'm trying to convey that message. Tiger, why you care that you know it's natural? You ask any man why you committed a violence, why you killed your friend or your enemy. Are you a cop? No, I'm not a cop. You will be imprisoned. There the idea of the sin comes, virtues comes. No, he did not. He took away all the money, and that's why I become the doer and the enjoyer. Look at the tiger. Tiger says natural, and there is nothing to be doer and the enjoyer. So who is the doer and the enjoyer is the ego. Where the ego lives, in the intellect, as an I thought. So what this ego doer and the enjoyer does, it prevents the consciousness. You sleep in meditation, you will wake up in meditation. So what is the meaning of this? First, you waking up gives an understanding. It is an association with the body and the mind. Mind recognizes the world with reference to the body, but before that, there is a pure awareness. Before that, there is only an awareness. There is a pure consciousness. Take the same example, the tiger kills. It does not carry that impression of sin. So many people, after the studying the Eastern wisdom, they have taken the opposite route. Okay, if I kill you, I don't feel it. So it means there is no sin. That is not the message here. That is not the message here. Message here is that when I identify, I become the doer and enjoyer. I invite those impressions. Those impressions has to live with me to claim me as a doer and the enjoyer. And that doer and the enjoyer comes from that I thought. And I thought with the mind has all the impressions. And those impressions haunts me. And I create a false I. If you have understood this, very good. If you have not understood, so another process our master talks about, same example of running. Oh, weird demon, I brushed it aside. So when you wake up and you get identified with lot of unfavorable situation, why don't you brush aside? But because I see the waking world is the real world. Really? And the sleep world is the fake world. What do you mean? It's a fake world. You don't exist in deep sleep. What do you mean? We say asatoma satgamaya moving from the false to the real, moving from ignorance to wisdom. And third message is so important. Mrityurmamritangamaya, moving from mortality to immortality. I slept naked, undressed with the three bodies. I woke up in the morning. I'm immortal. Did you get it? It only demands an understanding. Are you getting it? You see that I remain undressed before meditation. I woke up after the sleep. So, because I'm undressed with the three bodies, I'm undressed with the three bodies. Where is the doer and jar? Where is the sin and virtue? Where is the unfavorable condition? Where it is? Tell me where it is. I proved. Same. Don't forget that proving. I proved. What did I prove? I'm of the nature of consciousness. Thank you, Brandy. You gave me the idea. So I thought, let me go out of the so-called the curriculum, those verses. So the same way, when you live into that state, you continue the journey, you will have those revelations. Oh, this is what it is. So that revelation is a direct experience. It is not a experience caused by the sense organs in the mind. I see you. It is indirect experience because in between, there are my eyes and there may be my ears in the body and the mind. And then I can make out that you are Stephen, you are Dennis, you're David, you're Jerry, you're Brandy, you're Ashok, you're Terry. Do you make a difference between the direct experience and indirect experience? Dennis raised one question, so I'm just, talking about also think in that term. So many principles are associated with only one main principle. That is how we have to solve the problem. That is how the science solves the problem. Cause and effect relationship. It was the intellect which said, oh, brush aside this dream. Why brush aside? It's a fake. Where is fake? It is false. I have a lot of stress. Is it real? Ask yourself, is it real? I have pain. Is it real? Is it real? Yes, it is real because you did not undress. You are not naked. It is false because that is the journey this master wants us to undertake, to recognize and realize that one consciousness. Do you want to go further? Yeah, let us go further. Something prompted. Think, contemplate, and reflect. If you don't contemplate and reflect, nothing is going to happen. Then you practice meditation with lot of attachment with the body, pain in the body, sin in the body. a sin in the mind, nothing is going to happen. That is why many people claim, I practiced meditation for 50 years, nothing happened. Now I'm purely an atheist. I don't believe this journey of Eastern. Don't believe it. You need not to believe it. Because you wake up, you slept with the same idea, so you have to wake up with the same idea. You did not sleep naked, so sober master. Same Eastern wisdom. I made it very clear to you. Sum of angles of a triangle is 180 degree, and you came to the conclusion then it is 170. What should I do? Should I become an atheist? Should I leave the religion? Should I leave the, oh no, I'm a spiritual guy? No, you have to do nothing outside. That doership is still there. You have to get rid of that doership. It's a little bit subtle, but not very subtle so that you cannot understand. We have been in the journey. So those people who don't want to undertake this journey, they will leave it. Let them leave it. Here we are not giving a certification from Harvard. You have to certify. That is why the master uses the word direct experience. You have it. I understand clearly what I understand. The way I understand that the dream world is false, I can brush it aside, and I'm into the waking state with lot of those thoughts and sins and the virtues and favorable condition and unfavorable condition and the stress and anxiety. Let me brush it aside. The way I brush aside, I'm using the same phrase. I, brush aside. I brushed aside. What is left is the pure consciousness. Your mind may say, oh, you're making the thing so simple, but it is not so simple. What I have to do with the problem, first recognize that you are the real self so that the problem is separate from you in the transactional world. Use the intellect to solve the problem. If Buddha is awakened, did he stop eating? Did he stop going to the restroom? But perception, no identification with the three bodies. I am of the nature of consciousness. Now I know. Huh? Now I know the mind is processing that consciousness. Intellect is recognizing here is a challenge. There is no doer and the enjoyer. Let me solve the problem. I'm hungry, eat the food. So I'm natural here, like the animals. Go back to the same example of tiger. Why you pray, dear? Oh, it's natural. What should I do? I have nothing else to do. Just understand, another, the same example I give you. I wake up, I sleep as a man, so I wake up as a man. So I carry the burden of all those impressions where in the mind that continues the burden in dream and sleep. I don't know anything, but whatever is in the seed will manifest next day in the morning. By, by making the things clear. I'm using these metaphors to make the things clear. Oh, I wake up in the same, Yeah, you had a surgery, or after that you slept, you wake up in the morning. So you remember, yes, reminder is there. But before the reminder, there is a knower, there is a consciousness. Before I get associated with the waking world, with the dressing of physical body, my subtle body, and the causal body, I don't see that point of separation. I see this is what I am. Why I see that waking world is the real world. Waking is not a real world. It's consistently changing. How can you say it's real? Is it too much or it is too less? so, so we are trying to, once you're 100% clear, oh, three bodies, superimposition. Superimposition? Okay. So once I understand clearly what is superimposition, then it is easy to drop it. Superimposition of dreaming state on the mind, on the consciousness, or you can say, and you can easily brush aside because it is superimposition. Clear? Yes, clear. Now I have a lot of stress. First check whether it is superimposition or not. I have an anxiety. First check before you declare. Check. Examine. Don't prove 170-degree. You have to prove 180-degree. I'm relating all those things so that you can easily pick up. Are you getting it? See that? That is why the master says you live in a moment. You are of the nature of consciousness. You are of the nature of absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. So when we undress ourselves, we find we are the real self. When we dress ourselves, we need to dress ourselves to continue to exist in this transactional world with the first outermost clothes, second cloth is the subtle, and the third is the causal. Yeah, continue to live there. Continue to live. End of the story. To have a direct experience, to take your intellect to the level of direct experience, we need these metaphors. Otherwise, the mind will find the reason. Mind tries to find the reason with objective reality. So we have to follow these metaphors. Tree, seed, manifest as tree. Example, it lives for 20 years. That is, the 20 years is the lifespan. That is how we understand objectively. Now the tree falls. Can you see the tree falls, and or it has again it has become unmanifest in the seed? Tell me which one is true. Seed manifest, tree, tree unmanifest, seed. This 66-year-old machine is manifest at this time. Another 10, 15 years, unmanifest. It will be in the seed form somewhere else. Consciousness is all there. I'm not talking too much of the death, otherwise you will say you always talk so much of negative. Does the animal say you talk so much of negative? Tiger, don't come to me. They live in a moment. There is no birth in the death. Yes, last week we also picked up one thing, reason and ritual. They should go together. If the ritual goes unconsciously, subconsciously, habitually, you have not undressed yourself. You have not understood clearly. But when it goes with the reason, when it goes with the reason, then that reason haunts you. You have brushed aside dream as a false. Why you did not brush aside the waking state as a false? Can you tell me any event in the dream state is different from the event in the waking state? The same event, same body and the mind. If we have a heart attack, winning the lottery in a dream state, there is every possibility in the waking state also. You tell me anything. Think of it. Think of it. So the problem lies here. Problem lies here means ignorance. 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 How? Because of association. Or whether I say association or dressing or undressing. A lot of people, I don't have, whatever I'm wearing, I will sleep in this and then I will wake up in this. I have no problem. Yeah, I should not have a belt, on the trouser. That I take care. Otherwise, we have a what we have? We have a nightgown. Can you use the metaphor of a nightgown? Use the nightgown as a metaphor, so you sleep with a nightgown. You sleep with all the burdens of your problems, and I have a lot of worries. Tomorrow I will solve. So when you wake up, you have to wake up with the problems. From today, I will not use the nightgown. No, it is metaphor. So if you promise that you will not wear the nightgown, then you are not using the ritual with the reason. Did you understand that? Understand that. Just example. You woke up undressed. Tell me how many problems you have. Because you remind, before I could dress, associate with the body and the mind, in a waking state, I was only consciousness. So even if you remember this, no problem. What worries you? No, no worries. Why? The way you brushed aside your dream state, you brushed aside your waking state. Oh, body is finished. So meditative state is an extension. Meditation is a self-discovery. Meditation is to live into that state before dressing yourself in the waking state is awakening. Did you get it? Question is it possible or is it possible? Oh, so your mind is going and declaring that the world with the dressing is real. Okay, so you have to continue the journey. And that consciousness is independent of anything. Why don't you recognize this? And that is what we are saying. That consciousness is Satchidanand. It is absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Seed manifest into tree, right? Okay. So the seed manifested into the waking state. Now it is becoming a seed in the sleeping state. It will manifest with the same, more or less, with the same thing. So you might have heard another metaphor. The orange tree cannot bear mango. Whatever is in the seed, it will manifest the same thing. I have a strong identification with any relationship. I'm divorced, I'm living a life. The word mind coins is a loneliness with reference to the person outside. So I slept in loneliness. I will definitely wake up in loneliness. But can you tell me who sleeps with the group or community? Who sleeps with the group or community? You may say that I love you, honey, so much. What happens in deep sleep? And if you have a deep sleep, you're telling a lie. You don't love your honey. Oh, my honey should not listen to this talk. Do you see? Do you see how genius the masters were to help us reach to that state here and now? I also explained, right, ritual and the reason, and I explained you the direct experience. You are here and now in that mode of direct experience. Now, sometimes I had little doubt that you did not pick up this word of direct experience. Mango tree always will bear mango fruit. Orange tree will not bear mango fruit. Waking state is just a tree. Now potential form sleep. Mango, mango, orange, orange. Take. 25 years ago, I started using the phrase that self-discovery is supra-intellectual journey, where all the reasoning stops. From the modern science, we start reasoning. Why? That is the way to find the knowledge. Supra-intellectual. But it doesn't mean that you need to go to Harvard to raise your IQ. It is a common sense approach. For physics, for chemistry, reaching to get a Nobel Prize, you have to raise your IQ, but it is a common sense approach. Even though it is supra-intellectual, but it's a common sense approach. You may think in terms of superimposition, desuperimposition. You may think in terms of potential seed, sleep, manifestation of a tree. You may think reflect in terms of before I fall into sleep, what is the state? More or less the same state in quality and a quantity will manifest in the waking state, because I have an intense desire. Tomorrow I'm going to buy the car, or tomorrow I sleep with this thought. Now I don't recognize that consciousness before I get associated, because the mind is pulling me. Oh, it's a 7. Okay. The dealership will open at 9. Finished. And that is why we need undressing. We have to be naked. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed.
Sir, my camera is not working.
Thank you, sir. So, eyes are closed. Does it convey the meaning which I talked in the very beginning of this session? What I said, do you still remember? Or if you don't remember, I'm repeating it. If I don't ask any sense organ in mind and intellect and the doer in me to do anything, it is a direct experience of my real self and consciousness. What the heck you are talking about? Without doing, how can I recognize? Because that is existence. It remains present. That is consciousness and that is bliss. Because our mind has to follow these rituals and practices and the principles that we follow on Mondays and Thursdays sessions, to recognize and realize progressively in those sessions, in today's session, instantly. Intellect. So intellect understands that I'm not asking my any sense organ, and that is one of the major reasons we close our eyes, to indicate that, yeah, all the sense organs. But does it mean that I don't feel cold or heat or sensation? No, I feel it. But there is no intention in it. I see you all, but there is no intention. I think we Americans understand the word intention clearly. So I'm using the same word. So when I don't have any intention, so who has an intention? The doer. Who creates the doer? The mind or the intellect, whatever you say. Okay, so there is no doer? Yes. So when there is no doer, intellect is not searching anything. From where it searched? Because of the past impressions. Causal body enters into the subtle body. It says, I feel discomfortable. Look at it. You have a memory of discomfort. You see, it is very subtle. That is the way I should express. There is no way to express. So and now I use the common word in all my sessions, being comfortable. So I discover the comfort is already there. Association, or when I dress myself and claim this is I am, then I am uncomfortable. When I'm naked, I'm always comfortable. If I use the same word, metaphor. Do you see? Do you find that? And that is a direct experience. I know many other teachers of the Eastern wisdom will object, but I'm taking you from step to that level. So, what I said in being comfortable, I told you the understanding. Wake up. Before I wake up, I'm consciousness. Then I waking state, association with the three bodies and the world outside and the six neighbors that you have already understood. So you want to say that very comfort is the natural state of that existence, consciousness, and bliss? Answer is big yes. The way you declare the dream word is the fake, so the waking word. What is that waking word? Association with the three bodies is also fake. I'm comfortable. Come on. And in that comfort, which is natural, I'm living in a moment, it is a choiceless awareness. Oh, I can use that word, yes. Choiceless awareness is also a direct experience. Now, see, in between the journey, we have a word, witness consciousness. We use the very, so let's have a direct experience of that. That is also a meditative state. What is this witness consciousness? Witness in a court is present, judge is present, defendant is present, prosecution is present. Think in that way. I'm just trying to help you visualize. So I'm saying witness consciousness. So the same consciousness, which is the knower, becomes the witness consciousness. What it witnesses? I'm not the body, mind, intellect, ego, thought, doer, enjoyer, pain, pleasure, because they all belong to these three bodies, three dresses. I have to do nothing. You are witnessing. What a witness does. No, I have nothing to do with defendant, prosecution, judge. What I am, I'm just expressing myself. So that expression is a witness consciousness. After that, there is an awakening and realization. In Buddhism, it is known as mindfulness. That is the state. It is not a mindfulness practice. And when you understand that there is nothing else than the pure consciousness in the form of Satchidanand, in the form of absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss, highest state, direct experience, witness consciousness. Now I'm aware. Oh, I'm witnessing. I'm not the body, mind, breath, sense organ. I took you to the same step. What is that step which I just talked in the very beginning? I can tell you, even for a minute, you are aware that you have no intention going into sense organs, motor organs, mind, intellect. You are free. But I recognize the mind, body, intellect. So that is why it is a witness consciousness. My words passes, strikes your ears, witness consciousness. You have a sensation, the body, witness consciousness. So common experience with the three bodies and experience in the state of witness consciousness is different. What is different? I'm not going to tell you. You have to experience that. It cannot be told. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both of arms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for the session. Some metaphors to remember, like undressing and others. But you asked the question, why don't we brush aside waking state just as we do with the sleep state when we wake up? And that is probably because we have yet to experience and realize that state that is beyond the sleep, dream, and waking, which is why we continue the practice and looking for that state that is to be discovered.
Yes. I'm very close to you physically. So my mind in ignorance claims that this is a physical reality is everything. I can touch the monitor, but in dream state, I cannot. It's a dream state I can brush aside. So I have a lot of clinging and attachment and ignorance related to these three bodies. That is why I'm not able to undress. And it has been coming from waking state, the same impression. I sleep with it. I don't recognize. So that is why Master says, you, before sleep, be into the meditative state. So that when you wake up, metaphoric. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you for the lesson. I've been very focused on living in the moment and heightened awareness and looking at always moving back to the fundamentals of the application of the Eastern wisdom in everything that I'm doing. And today's lesson and the metaphor of brushing things aside is going to be something that I will work on all week and associate how to continue through this transactional world. As far as closing the eyes and I fell into a very deep meditation that was of no thought, no contemplation or reflection. It was just complete quietness. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. When we use the word no thought, it simply means there is no intention going out through the eye thought, through the intellect, through the sense organs, through the motor organs, into the world. Then find out what is that state. That state is a deeper state of meditation. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for setting me up this morning to wake up and brush aside the weird dreams. I don't mind that you shared with the group about that. But I also realized that the reason I had those weird dreams is because I went to sleep with clothes on, right? And actually, it's really cold here. So literally, I can't go to sleep without clothes on it. But I understand now that both before I go to sleep and throughout my day, I have to shed all of that, clothing, so to speak. So I appreciate that's a lot to keep working on. And my meditation was solid.
Beautiful. You see, Brandy proved what I said. You all have to prove what I said. Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. You know, I call it the observation state, and I've been noticing in the last several weeks the time I spend in this observational state, things are really good. Things just kind of let go. And I'm just focusing on that balance between real life and being in that observational state, because observational state takes you up to this awakening place. So
Yes.
Today was a reinforcement of that. So thank you. The meditation was deep, fast, and blank.
Yes, when we are not in, according to you, when we are not in observational state, I declare the waking state is true and real. I have to go for it. Same way. So observational state and non-observational state. There is a very thin, very small, or for a fraction of a moment, it slips here or it slips there. Yes, you rightly said. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. The meditation was really deep, went by fast. I was surprised when you started the Om Shanti. I like the metaphors, the seeds, and the undressing of all the impressions. And I feel like we probably all do experience that freedom when we completely shed and just go back to the seed of our nature. And it's just the more we can go there, the easier it'll be to get there, and the longer we'll stay there. So
yeah, we are always there. We are always there. It cannot be it cannot be increased, decreased, born, or destroyed. That needs to be, that is what the 180 degree is. Sum of all the three angles of a triangle is there. So we start with that. We reach here. So when I say potential, yes, we have the same potential, but we carry forward the legacy of what impurities and ignorance. And then the journey continues. How are you, Terry?
I really don't know what to say.
Oh, what to say?
Yeah,
You are in peace and happiness. This is what you need to say.
I'm having plenty of opportunity to practice disassociating myself from also distractions. And it seems to be about constantly reminding ourselves of what we know.
You rightly said. And
so easily.
Something popped up in my mind. You said, so I always try to dissociate myself, or means the same thing, undressing. You know where the rituals, this mantra and all these practices that we have been doing on Mondays and Thursdays session does? They help me to recognize that as such, we need not to dissociate. We have to recognize there is already a dissociation. Matter and consciousness cannot go together. Matter cannot influence the consciousness. Conscious cannot influence the matter. Whatever it is. So we get a recognition, we get an experience that I need not to make an effort. I simply recognize. I have to live into that state of awareness where I see these three bodies are independent, is already separate from me. That is the realization of the absolute. My other monitor was closed suddenly. So my mind, you see, association, my mind said what will happen, whether this session will continue or not, and it is still continuing. That is an association. So will we not work with the association? Yes. Yes. But maintaining that awareness. That is all for today. We'll meet again. I will close and restart my computer to see everything is working fine.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.